Hey, how y'all doing out there in YouTube land? This is part three. Part three, finishing up on the sanding. Just a little bit more. We're at 3,000 grit now. I was going to do this in multiple days. It looks like I'm going to pretty much get it done today. It's late now. Storming outside. We're having a major storm going on right now. It's been like that all day. It's a good day to do something like this because, you know, I can't get out and go for a motorcycle ride or do anything fun. Tomorrow's my Friday. I was planning on doing this all weekend, but I know this is the first polish though. You know, before you get to that really, anyway, the way I do it, you know, by hand, slowly by hand, inch by inch. It'll take probably about 2 more polishes before I would call this a real mirror polish. Right now it's just shiny. I would call it shiny right now. Because what happens when I do this is I always start to get impatient. And I don't get out every little scratch like I should. And then when I put it all together, I'll see it and look at it and I'll see something and it sort of bugs me. And then I'll have to redo it. But you don't have to redo the whole knife at that point. You don't have to take the knife apart. Just tape off the handle and hold on, you know, you could use the handle to hold the blade. And that's where you could actually do a really good polish. When you do it with the hand polishing system like I do. We're just about done. I'm about ready to polish it now and see what it's going to look like. That's when you can really see what it's going to look like, is when you polish it. I think it should be pretty nice. This is 3,000 grit. This was 2,000 grit. We worked it all the way up. I didn't bore you with the slow process of it. I've been steadily working on this ever since I made the first video, or the second video. This is the third video, I think. The second one was, first one was the unboxing and tearing it down. Second one was I started sanding. And now I think we're just about ready to polish. Let me do a light sand right here on this way, on the flat. Do a real light sanding. That's how you get the finer scratches. You don't want to push down on it. When you're pushing down, you're digging into the steel. When you just let the sandpaper do its thing, and you just barely touch it, just enough to make it go back and forth across the sandpaper. That's when you get the best polishes. Because then when you take it to the polishing compound and everything, all the scratches will be out. And it just polishes it. I think this is gonna look nice. That's what I honestly think. So you can see where it's at right now. And like I said, this is the first time. I'll probably do this 2 or 3 more times. And this is doing the outside of the liners, because I want them to be polished too. I did not do the shark's fin. I left the shark's fin alone because I don't want to mess with the shark's fin at all. Because I know each one of those is fitted by John Demko to fit perfectly with the blade and knife that it goes with. That's what I learned on the other knife that I purchased from eBay. I purchased that one for $350. The one with the shark's foot that had the yellow grivery scales, and then I had And it had an issue because it had up and down blade play. And one of the screws wasn't fitting right too. It was too long, I think it was. And so then I just thought, what am I going to do? And so I just thought, you know what? Why not call the Demko Knives and see if I can get through to them and see if I can get some help with it. Well, I went through their email system and I was able to get contact with John Demko through email. I told him what my problem was. I told him I bought it on eBay used. And I told him I really like it, because I love the S models. And he told me to send it in to him. So I sent it in to him. Then he sent me an email, told me what was wrong with it, and he told me that he could fix it. Sweetie, can't get up here. No, kiddo. Ask Juno if she wants to get up on the table, but we got too much stuff going on the table today. All right. So she wanted to say hi to y'all. That's my girl. That's my sweetie. That's my sweetie. She wanted to say hi? Huh? She want to say hi? What you doing? You gonna say hi? Okay. Grandpa gonna get back to work. Grandpa wants to finish up this knife tonight. Or at least get the first part of it finished. Says, that knife's taking up all my attention. Yeah, right. But he told me to send the knife in to him. And then I thought, why have it in there? I was going to ask him if they have scales too, because I wanted orange scales for it. And I asked him if they had orange scales, either Grivery or G10. He told me that, well, I don't make the Grivery ones. The Grivery ones come from Taiwan. He says I make all the other scales though, the titaniums, the G10s, everything. And I can make you what you want. I said, I want some orange G10 ones then. Hooked me up. Y'all saw it. He put it all together and everything. That knife's extra special to me. I always like my knives that have the stories. I like knives that have knives in my collection that have stories. And I carried the mess up that knife last year. I love that knife. I must say, the AD20S's are my favorite knives. It's a shame that they're so hard to get a hold of and they're so expensive. And it's pretty much like the only way you can really get them is on the secondary market unless you know how to. Unless you pay. What you got to do is you got to pay to get this bid. What do you call it? Purchasing program or whatever on the internet. It's not cheap either. So I can see why they buy up a whole bunch of knives and they try to sell them to get their money back. Because it's not really worth it to do it just to get one knife. That's all I want. I don't want a whole bunch of knives. Well, I do have a whole bunch of knives, but I didn't buy them all at the same time. I bought them one at a time. I've been buying knives for a long time, people. The reason why I have a lot in my collection is because I've been doing this for a lot of years, several decades. With cold steel since 2001. So that's what, 22 years with cold steel? Cold steel collecting? Long time. It'll get nice and polished. All right, we're almost done. Let me do the other one. That looks like it's about ready to go there. That's going to look nice when it's all together. I've worked with these on the other sandpapers. They haven't done the 3000 yet. They've already done the 2000. I'm talking about the liners. So this is the finishing touch on the liners. This is the last thing I have to do before I can hit the buffing. Let's do this one last liner. Stainless steel polish is fairly easy to me. Carbon steels, or even like the harder powdered stainless steels are harder to polish. I know CTS 6HP wasn't easy when I did the Frenzy. That's kind of a pain in the butt. It was hard, actually sort of harder than the D2. Now, I don't know if that has to do with the tempering or whatever. You know, I'm not a metallurgist, so I don't know. I just know how easy it is to polish or how hard something is to polish. The easiest thing to polish, you know, is so far for me, is Oz 8. Now, there's probably other steels that might be even easier, like, I don't know, different grades of the AUS steels. I mean, like, I don't know if there's is there Oz 6 or 7 or something? Because that would be probably even easier than Oz 8. But I've never had any of those steels. The lowest Oz steel I've ever had is Oz 8. That's what I know about Oz 8, because that's all the old cold steels I used to polish for all Oz 8 knives. So I polish more of those than any of them, any other kind of knife steel. Now, I've polished a lot of aluminum in my life. Motorcycle parts, most of them were made out of aluminum. Oh yeah, that's gonna look nice, people. Okay, we're ready. Let's move these parts over here. Let's move this out the way. Let me see, where can I put this? Here's my hand drill. Now we need this one feels good. Now for the first polish, I do what I call a dirty polish. Because the first polish I use black. Let's get busy. let that sit for a second. Do these other parts. Alright, that's it for that one. Let's see how we're doing on time. Still hanging in there with me? Let me see. Yep, that's how we're doing then. That was on tight. Ooh. Okay, maybe I just break out the new ones. That time I should have had a screwdriver right here. Boy, I can hear the wind blowing outside. Uh-oh. I can hear the wind blowing outside. It's blowing. Save that one for my polishing, my final polish. Let me use this one. These fit all the way through here. Let's see. Not really. Alright. Now we'll go to the next compound. We'll go to brown. Or tan, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna stop it here, people, because I see that it's fixing to cut out. But you can see where I'm at right now. I'm gonna go ahead and finish it up. And then we'll do a final assembly video. But you can see where it's at now. You can see it's getting polished. I'm gonna go ahead and finish it up, people. Peace out. Stiletto. Part 4 coming up.